Well. Beautiful people, best damn nation. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Uh, Welcome to the show. This is the best damn wrestling podcast. And I'm your host, Brian Renegade. And with me, I have the best damn crew. I got the Sultan of Spices, the Kitchen King. Some call him the pastry chef pimp, but we know and love him as Chef Showtime. What's happening?
What's good? What's good?
Oh, man. Next, we have the Renaissance man himself. Donald Trump once called this man and asked him for advice. If you had to picture him as anybody, he would be the ultimate TV dad. We call him the genie of the best damn wrestling podcast. The Dawn of the best damn wrestling podcast. The final boss of bosses, LP, is in the building.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there today?
Oh, man. And next, we have Mr. Boots to Asses, the king of the ring. This man does everything. He is everything. His name is Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
Yo, what up, guys? It's good to see y'all. Sorry for my absence last week, but we back. We back and ready to get off with another spectacular show.
Man, we back in the building and in full effect. Jack, man, fellas, it's a lot going on in the world of entertainment. It's a lot going on in the world of wrestling. We got to get into it, man. First of all, before I start everything, I got to go around the room and ask the fellas of the best damn wrestling podcast. How's life? How's everything going? Let me go to Chef.
Oh, everything's going good right now. Just a little under the weather, but everything's going good for me.
Oh man, Chef over there fighting back boogers, man. We sending healing vibes over there to you, brother. Yeah, man. LPZ, what's happening?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm better than good. Hold on.
The blasphemy.
I'm better than good. Because that ring general, even though we ain't even got to it yet. Ring general got us feeling real good today.
Man, feeling real good. We got to go into it, man, because that man Gunther had one hell of a showing at the Royal Rumble. So we're going to get into that in a minute. Mr. Everything, how is everything?
Man, everything is good. Everything is great. Man, I'm out here working. I'm outside, yo. I'm outside. We'll get into that later on in the broadcast or on another episode.
Oh, feeling real good.
All right. We'll get into it, man. I'm happy to hear that everybody is doing good, even though a few of us are under the weather, man. We still push through. You know what I'm saying? We just got to do some what do you call it? Zycam and fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? What Hulk Hogan say? You got drink your milk and eat your veggies. You got to do all that. Man, look, man, I don't want to hold this back any further. We have to talk about the Royal Rumble event, man, because it was one hell of a showing. There was a lot of good about the show. There was a lot of bad about the show too. It was some things that could have been improved, and there was some things as a fan that I ultimately enjoy. So, fellas, you know how we do this, man. We got to go back to school, and we have to grade the Royal Rumble.
Excuse me, class. Class. Shut up!
Wow!
Fellas,
Wow.
fellas, let's talk Royal Rumble, man. Overall event from top to bottom. I want you guys to give a school grade of A through F. A means passing and excelling. F means failure. Let me go to the resident villain of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. LPZ, what did you think about the Royal Rumble event this year?
All in all, I don't think it was bad, but
Excuse me, class. Class. Shut up!
Wow!
I guess he wanted to say that again.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was great. I would give it a B minus. Normally I would be a little bit harder, but it had a couple of moments that really made me enjoy it. Specifically, a certain couple of people made me enjoy it a little bit more. I gotta give it a B minus.
B minus. All right. It's a fair enough grade, man. Fair enough. Chef, what'd you think about the event and what did you grade the Royal Rumble?
It could have been better, but I have to give it a B.
A B. Cool B. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about the event?
I don't want to go into what I liked about it because we're gonna talk about it later. But
Okay.
just some of the matches. What I didn't like about it was some of the matches was real boring. It could have been more action packed. It'd been like the pitch black match. Yeah, it should have been way more action packed than that.
Man, we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it. Mr. Everything, A through F, man. A being exceptional and F being failing. What did you think about the Royal Rumble event?
Well, I guess I'm going to be the heel for the night, and I'm giving that thing a D, bro. Royal Rumble was horrible. It was horrible.
Inquiring minds would like to know, sir.
Your biggest surprise was Nia Jax? For real? That was the only surprise you had was Nia Jax?
Was it not surprising?
No.
Was it not surprising?
It was. Yeah, it was a surprise, but even still, she came in there and got mollywopped. We knew Rhea was going to win the women's. We knew Cody was going to win the men's. There was no surprise in those. The women's, the match between Bianca and Alexa, boring. I don't know what they were thinking. Bray and LA Knight, boring. And what was else? What was else? And then we had Roman and KO. The best part of that was after the match.
All right, man. The anger is coming off of you,
Yes.
so I can see the
Yes.
vapors.
Yes.
I see the vapors. Listen, overall, I thought that the Royal Rumble was a success in a lot of ways. If I had to give it a grade, the whole entire event, I would say a C plus. You know, I think there were some missed opportunities there. I think that the event overall was pretty good. Each match on the card had unique moments about it. But let's go ahead and dive into it, man, because it was a lot. Let's go to something that I believe is one of the most unique matches about the card. Let's go Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. This was a pitch black match. One of his first of its kind. Mountain Dew pitch black match. So it was a themed sponsored match. We all know how themed sponsored matches go. But in the realm of themed sponsored matches, this was kind of cool. Once the lights went out, both people were in the ring. The lights went out, the black light came on, and then you can see LA Knight's gear light up. He had, I believe, green, and his outfit was pretty dope. But then you see Bray Wyatt. And it seems like as soon as the lights came on, he transformed into a demon. He had all of these glow marks all over his face and all over his body. I thought the match was pretty good. There were some really good spots within the match. I like the way everything glowed. I like the look and feel of the match. I think that the match was cut short, to be honest with you, because the ending was very lackluster. Well, the ending of the match was very lackluster. I felt like it was cut short. I was like, I was left wanting more. I want to see what you guys think about the overall match. Even after the end of that match, Uncle Howdy and some characters from the Firefly Funhouse popped up, and then Uncle Howdy did this stage dive out of nowhere onto LA Knight. Things started blowing up around him. I'm not sure if LA Knight's still alive or not, but we'll see come Friday. Let me go to Chef, man. What did you think about the Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight match?
That match was lackluster. Like, there was parts that was awesome. You know, how Bray Wyatt was painted up was cool. The little outfits was cool, but the finishing was just boring. Like, it could have been. I wanted to see the Fiend, or but yeah, it could have been better. Then the Firefly Funhouse people at the top was just a waste of just a waste of time. Why was they there?
Well, in a way, the Fiend did come back, but he came in a different form. I think that Bray Wyatt channeled his inner demons, I guess, and called one of them forth. And I think the whole door concept of when people come against Bray Wyatt and they open the door, they don't know what's going to come through. I like that concept because that opens it up for Bray Wyatt to be really creative with some of the characters and has a dynamic character change where he can do multiple characters all in one, depending on who his opponent is. I want to see, let's get into the psychology of the match real quick. Mr. Everything, from the psychology standpoint of the match, what did you think about it?
What psychology? I didn't see any. That's the whole issue. Like, the main thing for me with that match is I expected more of a psychological impact with this match. With Bray Wyatt trying to get more and more into LA Knight's head. I expected the characters to be popping up every time. LA Knight seems like he's getting an advantage, kind of messing with his head, and these different things. Like, it was nothing really built up. Like, what match was it where they had the Wyatt family at the compound? The compound match was better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and think about it. The first thing that both of you guys said was you liked the outfits and the colors. It ain't got nothing to do with the match and the psychology. That's like how it looked. The aesthetics of it. Nothing about what they were doing, how the match flowed or nothing. It was how it looked. And that was it. But it was nothing for our psychology-wise. And like you said, it was cut very short. It was cut very, very short. And Maybe it was cut short for. I have no idea why, because even the Roman Reigns KO match still had almost an hour left after their match was done. So I don't get it.
Yeah, like I said, I think that one of the matches went over overtime, and they had to kind of rush because they felt rushed. I think LA Knight really did a great showing. And to be honest with you, the dynamic of LA Knight and Bray Wyatt really started getting a lot of fans on board with who LA Knight is as a character. So if nothing else, this match definitely established LA Knight as a character, as a player. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, he has fans saying his catchphrases. He has people interested in seeing what LA Knight has to do. We say his catchphrases. We say that at the beginning of the show. So, to be honest with you, I think that this match did a lot for LA Knight because a lot of the fans got to see who he is as a character and a competitor, especially his microphone skills. I think that, he was able to show a lot of people backstage what he can really do. LP.
Let me real quick. Did we really need him to have this type of match for us to understand who he was and his character? Yeah, we do say whenever we, it's just to kind of copy his catchphrase, but we really didn't need a pitch black match to really understand who LA Knight is. He could have had a regular match, got over a whole lot better because then they would have better understood what he's capable of. We know he can talk really well on the mic, but we ain't really seen no matches where he can really get out there and showcase his ability and his skills. So I don't think we really needed a pitch black match with Bray Wyatt for us to better understand who his character was. We could have got a regular match and still got that effect. I think the main thing is we needed to see what aspect of Bray Wyatt we were getting with this pitch black match. And we didn't get that. We still don't know what complexity of what kind of character, what kind of personality Bray Wyatt is going to have. And we're supposed to got that with this pitch black match. All we got out of it was still a strong possibility of Uncle Howdy running things. He's being the puppeteer, the puppet master. He got the strings and he's in control. That's all we got out of that. And we still didn't get much out of that because of the stupid. Let's move on. I don't even want to talk about that dive he did. Let's move on.
LP, man, what'd you think about the pitch black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight?
I think I'm like the only one that didn't have no expectation of the match. Like I stand by what I've said before that they don't know what to do with Bray Wyatt. They don't have no idea even if you look at this whole storyline, 1 minute Uncle Howdy attacked Bray Wyatt, the next minute he didn't. 1 minute he messing with Alexa, the next minute he doing the biggest botch of the night by missing LA Knight by 5 miles.
He did miss LA Knight. Let's talk about that for a second. He definitely missed LA Knight on that dive, man. And I was looking like, is he just gonna lay there?
Yeah.
How much? It looked like he missed him by a mile.
Yeah,
am I wrong in saying that?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he got scared and changed his mind and left.
You're correct.
But yeah, it didn't. And then what I think, everybody been trying to figure out who the Wyatt Six is and all that. We've done it as well. I don't think they're nobody. I think they're gonna continue. They was in the aisle when he was coming down the aisles. If you really paid attention, you couldn't hardly see him, but I caught him a couple of times. Like, how much longer do you got to go before you say who they are, if they are somebody? I don't think Uncle Howdy might not ever be revealed. People gonna be saying it's Bo Dallas for the next 5 years until something. Cause like Uncle Howdy has like literally done nothing. Like they have to press the gas on this storyline, or they have to end it. Cause like just like the only person who's came up is LA Knight. LA Knight went from managing the models to nobody really know who he was to, the crowd liking him a little bit. He's the only one that came up from there. Now, Bray Wyatt is still in the same spot. They don't know what to do with Bray Wyatt.
I can see where they have some issues as far as pushing the Bray Wyatt, but I think if they have the right writers in place, and Bray Wyatt has the right type of characters, like we said before, the right type of opponents, then Bray Wyatt can really bring a lot out of other people and still be able to get a lot of his storylines across. He was able to do it the last time. You got to think about it. The last time he had the belt, there was still a lot of heavy hitters, man, who were vying for his belt, man, and he was very strong. I didn't think at one point that Bray Wyatt was ever going to lose that belt until he just randomly lost it to Goldberg. It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest win. Title change, man. It didn't make sense to me, and I'm like, why did Goldberg win that? And then Bray Wyatt kind of just disappeared after that, man. And then that's when Braun took it from Goldberg. And then Braun was champion for like a hot second. And then that's when the whole reign of the Tribal Chief began. So I thought that the match was pretty decent for what it was. Like I said, it was a sponsored match. Anytime we've ever seen a sponsored match, we've ever seen a sponsored theme match, and we're like, oh man, that was the greatest match ever. You know what I'm saying? So I knew what it was going into it. But as far as Bray Wyatt's first big match on a huge pay-per-view and then LA Knight being featured on the card with his first themed match also, I thought that was pretty good for them to individually as wrestlers and professionals, man, for their career. Because whether you like the match or not, it's still going to be remembered because it was different. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those matches that was different. But I liked it. Like I said, the only thing I didn't really care too much about it felt rushed. And then when they went through the table, it was all these little glow packets. I don't know what it was. It was like little glow foam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so weird. It was like, it was all over the floor. It was all over them. It was all in the ring. It was just a weird effect that they were trying to do. It could have been cool if you wasn't expecting it, because you'd be like, what the hell is that in the desk? But it almost made the match look cheesy. That almost made the match look cheesy.
It did. Almost.
Man. But I would like to see more from Bray Wyatt, and I would like to see more from LA Knight, man. Overall, and I'll give it a C. Like I said, it was a lot of stuff that I did like about the match, though.
Where do they go from here, though? Do they keep this beef going on, or what? That's gonna be the interesting thing that goes forward. Like, what's next? Normally they try to at least have 2 or 3. LA Knight probably not even gonna be there this week. Like, he's supposed to be, burnt up or whatever, so he probably be gone for at least 2 weeks on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But he might show up Friday and be like, that wasn't that. He missed.
We've seen people get burnt up before and then show up on the next show. You know what I'm saying? So, it wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Fellas, let's go ahead and switch over to the Bianca Belair versus Alexa match. I want you guys to tell me what you think about it. I'm big face now. All right. Mr. Everything, what did you think about the Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss match?
They had a match?
Come on, man.
It just didn't give me what I was expecting. With Bianca and Alexa, I was really expecting more. The finish looked like it was just, okay, we got to go home right now. Like, it was no real build up to it. It was like, all right, it hit the finish, let's go, and that was it. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was just jitters for them, which I don't understand. They shouldn't be nervous at this junction of their careers, especially Alexa. I don't know. I don't know if the crowd just wasn't giving them the energy they were looking for. I don't know. That's all I got, man. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but I really expected more out of that match. I expected Alexa to pull off some new things in her arsenal that she's been working on and training with. yeah, I wanted so much more out of that, but we just didn't get it. We just didn't get it, and it hurts Bianca the most because now she's got to get ready for WrestleMania with a lackluster match at Royal Rumble, and you don't have a match at Elimination Chamber. You're just gonna sit back and wait for your next opponent. You're probably not gonna have a match as far as defending your title anytime soon until WrestleMania. So now you're gonna have Bianca just sitting around not doing anything, and the fans are gonna get she's gonna get stale. The fans are not gonna really care for her anymore, and you're gonna have no choice but to turn a heel at WrestleMania. But how are you gonna do that if she's gonna face somebody that's gonna be a dominant heel? You know, and then who would be the next opponent? Who would be the next competition for her? Would it be Nia Jax possibly? I hope not. I really hope not. And not unless Bianca really does pull off like a supernatural feat of strength and pick that woman up on her shoulders, then I'm invested. But if she doesn't pick that woman up at all, I don't care for it. You did it to Otis. You carry that man on your shoulders down, of course, he was on the stairs, but still with Nia, you let her get up on the ropes, you scoop her behind up and you walk and you hit the KOD on her. Let's see that. But if you're not going to do something like that, it makes no sense. And then you're going from, who did she have before that? You went from Bayley to Alexa to who now? Because you barely got past Alexa. So how does that make her look strong going against somebody like I know Rhea's going for Charlotte, but let's say if it's going to be Rhea, how does that make her look strong going against a Rhea or a Nia Jax or a Carmella? If you just got by Alexa and you lose to Carmella, how does that work? Because Carmella's been going for 7 months, so there's got to be some ring rust on her too. So how does all that work?
Yeah, you got a point on that, man. And yeah, we got to see who Bianca's next challenger is going to be. They have a tournament style match to determine the number one contender for Bianca's belt coming up on Monday Night Raw. But I really want to see Bianca, step up the game a little bit, especially on the microphone. I really want her to step up her game on the microphone and make me fall in love with her on the microphone.
Yeah, but you can't. It's hard for her to step it up when she ain't got no good competition. Like right. She can't even cut good promos because they keep on throwing. Like I never expect this match to be good. Like I love Alexa, and Alexa can go with the other females. She can link with Nia Jax, but she just can't come close to Bianca. Like I don't care what they do. Like there's no way I see her beating Bianca without help. I mean, at least Bayley is on Bianca level, but I think it's gonna be Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Bianca at WrestleMania. They gotta put all three of them in WrestleMania. I don't see Becky and going against that. This Becky jump ain't gonna keep on going. Becky out there by herself against three people. Ain't nobody helping her all of a sudden. What happened to all that help? That's what they were doing. I think either they're going to do that or Asuka is going to come in the mix because Alexa cannot beat Bianca. Let's be honest. Like, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what kind of power she got. And then they still doing that at the end of the match. And they should have did that during the match if they were going to do it. I'm so over all of that. I really think that version of Alexa ruined her. Me personally, I thought she was good before that. I thought she didn't do nothing like she was for Alexa. But mess with Randy Orton. Like what did she really do with the evil Alexa? Like I never liked that.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about it real quick because you're right. I saw a little aggression in Alexa during the match, and for me, it would have just made sense for that spot that they had where Uncle Howdy showed up at the end of the match to kind of influence Alexa. If the whole storyline is Uncle Howdy is awakening the evil inside of people. And when he shows evil or darker side comes out, Now, if Alexa is experiencing that, it would have made more sense if Uncle Hottie would have showed at the beginning of the match, hit her with the rebel and what you are, and then she would get darker. Even if she still lost the match, it would have made more sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you would say, okay, now I see why she's a little bit more aggressive. Now I see why she's putting a little bit more sting in those punches and those hits. Now I can see that. But I didn't get that from that. And I don't know where Alexa goes after this and who her next competitor is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Who is Alexa going to feud with next? Even when she goes to the darker character that she is she going to feud with Bianca? And if she does feud with Bianca, does it still take the boringness out of the match?
They need
Do
to
you
match.
want to see a dark Alexa versus Bianca in the match? I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I would love to see Bianca versus Ronda Rousey.
Wow.
I can see that, but I don't. Bianca's gonna have to carry her the whole time, just like everybody else carried her. Ronda eventually gonna show back up, of course, for Mania probably. And I don't think Nia Jax is actually back. I think Nia Jax is just for the Rumble. Maybe it's just me. Maybe she's officially back, but we'll see. But I think she just came back for the Rumble. I don't think she is back. I think she came for that quick little kick. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't know. The female division needs a lot of work on both sides, and we say that all the time. Like even if you look at that Rumble, that female Rumble. Like,
hold on, LP, because we're gonna get into it, and then I'm gonna let you say your piece. Because I don't want to bleed into the Rumble, and then we about to talk about the Rumble anyway. So let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble. 30 women into the match. Only one woman wins the match. Rhea Ripley went in at number 1, and Liv Morgan went in at number 2. It was a lot of people that showed up in the match. There was a lot of spots. But ultimately, the talk of the town is Rhea Ripley, how she outlasted all 29 women to be the number 1 contender for the women's title. Let's get into it, fellas, because it was a lot. So I'm gonna do it like this. LPZ, it was a lot of stuff that happened in the women's Royal Rumble. So you have to tell me, sir, what was your best damn wrestling moment?
The best moment in the female Rumble match, probably the ending. Like I was literally glad when it was over. I do like the way they ended it. But I knew Liv Morgan was never gonna. Oh my God, they would have let Liv Morgan win. I wouldn't have watched wrestling for 6 months. Literally for 6 months. I wouldn't. But I do like the way they did it at the end because Rhea could have easily messed that up. And they could have been a whole entire thing. The ending was probably the best part. Like I literally have these women showing up for NXT and stuff. Yeah, as y'all know, I don't watch NXT, so I didn't know. Even the crowd was like, "What?" And just like we said before, when you know who's going to win it, you take away. That's like when you know a character. Like let's say a character dies in a movie, and then they do a prequel. When you watching that prequel, no matter what amount of danger you put them in, you know they don't die because they died in the other movie. So you knew Rhea was gonna win. So could you get excited? I was not excited when Nia Jax showed up. I was shocked because she had talked a lot of trash about wrestling. But people do that all the time. But I didn't expect her to win. There was no female in there that I ever thought was gonna win outside of Rhea. I will say the way they booked Rhea is good because when they try to push Rhea before, she wasn't ready. They try to push Rhea before, Rhea wasn't ready, but now Rhea is ready now. So whether she's gonna beat Charlotte at Mania, I don't know about all that. Because Charlotte just got the belt, but Charlotte could easily lose the belt because they trying to stack her numbers up. So she probably will lose and get it right back. But yeah, I think the ending was probably the the only good part. There was, I know a lot of people were surprised when Asuka came out dressed differently. I guess that's the NXT Asuka because I didn't know what the hell that was. I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka win it, but you know, Rhea's alright.
All right, so you touched on a couple of things that I'm gonna have to go back on to give some people some reference. So Nia Jax, if you guys remember in the last podcast, I said that Nia Jax was going to return. And I was kind of feeling it because I was like, they need something big. When Nia showed up, I lost my mind. I was happy to see Nia Jax back. I knew that she was going to be a problem. And then when she got into the ring, it was the craziest thing ever because everybody knew she was the threat. You had Rhea Ripley in the ring. You had a lot of women still in the ring. I think it was at least, I want to say 7 to 11 people still left in the ring. Everybody was in shock and awe. When she came down the ring, they was like, "Oh, we got to get we got to get her out of here." She got to go. They already knew what the mission was. Nia Jax stood in the ring, surrounded by all the women, looked at him and said, "Ain't none of y'all gonna touch me. Who gonna step up? Nobody. And then they all proceeded to whoop Nia Jax's ass. They jumped on her at the same time, and then she broke out of it. I don't know how she overpowered all of them. All 11 of them. And then she kind of just went on a warpath until Rhea Bloody Ripley went face to face with her. And then she ultimately did her move to Riptide.
No, she didn't.
They all got.
No, she didn't. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
She did a rip. It was. she did a rip. You know what I'm saying? But it was, to me, I thought it was a big moment because it showed the strength of Rhea Ripley when she picked her up. I thought that was kind of cool to be able to see that. But everybody had to band together to get Nia Jax out of the ring. I thought that was a kind of cool moment, and I was happy personally to see Nia back. I don't know what they're going to do with Nia. I don't see any women on the roster wanting to tangle with Nia Jax, but we shall see. Fellas, also during that match, man, we saw Michelle McCool, the Undertaker's wife, and also former Divas and Women's Champion. She was in the crowd with her kids. You know what I'm saying? She was just sitting there enjoying the show with her daughters. And then she got into the ring and she started whooping ass. Michelle McCool can still go. She still looks good. I think she could come back, but I'm not sure what her schedule is like. But I would like to see her go make one more run at it. You know what I'm saying? And really compete with some of these women that's in this match. We also saw Chelsea Green come back, which LP, you know, I'm not sure if you're too familiar with Chelsea Green. She was in WWE. She, you know, went to the independent scene, I guess, made a name for herself, and now she's back in the WWE, but she lasted all of 1 second. She came in the ring and she got thrown out the ring. Hello, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? It was very quick. She was in and out of the match. That was a really good moment also, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Chelsea Green. Also, Mr. Everything, what did you like about the Women's Royal Rumble?
The main thing I liked about the Women's Royal Rumble is the possibilities. Possibilities are like different matches that we never really thought about. Like, what was two women that stood toe to toe, and I was like, I would like to see that match. Man, I can't think off the top of my head. I can't remember.
Really?
But it was some. It was.
You bring the computer charger?
You never hit the mute button.
Jesus Christ! I thought I hit the mute button.
Yo, I felt like what was the name? With that little skit with Kevin Hart and Regina King, and he was like, "You got to come see Man, come look at Regina. She look like just stuff all over her head. Like you never press mute. Yeah, you never press mute.
Yeah. Oh, I never pressed mute.
Um,
My bad. I was trying to get my charger before my computer just died. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
but it was just the possibility of different matches that we never even thought about. Some matchups that we never thought could happen. I think mainly from the men's Royal Rumble is where I saw like a lot of different things. But the women's, you did bring a good point. Rhea did show off her strength because Nia did not jump for her. She literally had to muscle that woman up to do the slip tie. Even with the body slam that she attempted was horrible, and I think that's why she ended up having to do the rip tie because the body slam just didn't go as planned. So
Nia is out of shape. Nia is way out of shape. She's out of shape. She's way bigger. If you really look at her, she's bigger than she was. That's why I don't think she's back. Number one, she was already hurting people when she was in shape. You think she coming back? She ain't coming back. That was a quick check. Cause she is way out of shape. And she is not in ring shape at all. Like that's like when the Great Khali used to show up at Rumble. Everybody jumped the Great Khali. Like she got a quick check. I did not expect to see her back on the roster because and just like I said, she already ain't selling. She coming back already, making real about broke her damn back, trying to live. No, get Nia. Don't Nia Jax back. No.
Hey, look, man, you need a villain. You know, you need some good bad guys for all of these baby faces. And I think
Nia. It's not Nia.
What's that?
It's not Nia. No, it's not Nia. No.
That's not Nia.
We're not gonna do that. No.
Who on Raw is a baby face? Not baby face, a heel. We just talked about Alexa going dark. So Alexa, you telling me Alexa Bliss is the strongest heel on Raw?
Baby.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we're not going to get it out of Nia Jax because she's not going to last long enough.
Yeah, babe, you got Bayley control. On SmackDown, you got, they ain't no good, but you got Lacey Evans. Carmella's always been a bad girl.
Don't bring up Lacey Evans again.
Let's talk. Hold on. No, I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about Lacey Evans and her showing in the Royal Rumble. Listen, man, I'm not a big Lacey Evans fan. I'm a big fan of the Southern Belle character, just because it just made sense. But this military character doesn't make sense because people are booing her. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. I don't quite get it. But the thing that bothered me the most is how she ragdolled Selena Vega. Selena Vega was dressed up in cosplay. I guess she had a spot where Capcom, I guess she was doing commentary on the video, right? And she dressed up as one of the characters in the video game. Selena had a great, showing inside the ring. She lasted for a little bit, but your girl put her in the Cobra Clutch, dangled her off the ropes, and threw her entire lifeless body to the floor. I didn't like that from Lacey Evans, man. I think that she could have, it looked bad, but that was really unsafe. Because the way she landed, man, it was just like straight thud. You know what I'm saying? That was a Family Guy fall. She hit a Family Guy fall. When she hit the ground, both her arms immediately went behind her back. She hit one of them Family Guy falls, man, and I didn't like that at all, man. I thought that was a bad spot, and then she still didn't look strong in the match. You know what I'm saying?
They shouldn't have debuted her in the Rumble. Y'all been building her up with these little promos for weeks, and then y'all just let her come out during the Rumble. Like that was a dumb way to introduce her. Not after all that work, and Charlotte Slaughter should have came out there with her or something. It would have made it better. But just her by herself, they don't know what to do with her. And they should have kept that Southern Belle. That Southern Belle joint was nice. But
that Southern Belle, draw was nice, man. And Yeah, I didn't like it. But let's talk about somebody who, and you mentioned her a few minutes ago, but Asuka has a new look, man. She has the white and blue face paint, and I think it's reminiscent of New Japan. Her character, uh, kind of, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she had a Kana. I want to say Kana. I'm sorry, Kana. She had a character in New Japan. So she's a little darker, and I like the mist Oscar. I'm glad that she kind of got rid of the green tears. You know what I'm saying? And I like this new character. She seems a lot more dangerous and alluding to the Oscar of old when she first came into the WWE and everybody feared Oscar. I really like it. Let's go around the room real quick. Mr. Everything, what did you think about Oscar's new look?
I'm loving it. It's definitely about time that she did something different, did something new. We get to see a very stronger and dominant Oscar. When they kept saying, "Oh, nobody's ready for Oscar," we needed to see a new Japan style Oscar for a very long time. We had her for a short time in NXT, and then once you got the main roster, you know how they do. They wash you down, they kind of pull you back a little bit. But this Oscar is going to be a major player in the women's division. I could see her winning the Elimination Chamber if she does get into the Elimination Chamber and going on to WrestleMania and beating Bianca for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, man, I really like the way this new Oscar is going in the direction that they're trying to put her in. LPZ, what do you think about Oscar and her new look?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Mr. Everything said. And Oscar's over. Like, if you ever pay attention to, she's been over. Like, no matter what she does. So why they're not pushing Oscar, I've never understood why she's not like a main person. Like they should. She really should be going for Bianca's belt. The fans like her no matter what she does. She gets better pop than most of the women that they pushing. So I wish hopefully they're gonna go ahead and make her that. Maybe that's why they changed her character, because now she's gonna possibly go after Bianca. And I guess we'll see. but I'm hoping that that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I really like this new Oscar, man. I think that she's dangerous and she's a little creepy, and I kind of like that. She don't really have to say much. I didn't like babyface Oscar being friendly and nice and dancing. I like dancing Oscar, that's cool, but I like the Oscar that everybody feared because you get to see the skills that Oscar really has. She can really show everybody why she is so dangerous. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see this new character, man. Fellas, let's go ahead and go over to the men's Royal Rumble. We had a hell of a show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and let LP just talk about this because I want to talk about one man in general in the Royal Rumble. And mind you guys, they had some beasts in this Royal Rumble. You had, Omos, you had Bobby Lashley, you had Brock Lesnar, you had some certified G's in that Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes eventually ended up winning. I mean, he to be honest, all fairness, he came in at number 30, but he did eliminate quite a few people. He eliminated Dominic, which I was happy about that, so he won my vote on that because I was like, somebody please get rid of this soggy ass dude. Why is he still in the ring? Why is he still in the ring? That was what pissed me off, the length that Dominic stayed in the match. And I'm like, please somebody get him out. And Cody won.
Because he's used to being on the yard. That's why. He's used to being in the yard.
Down put in that work. Down put in that work.
He's a survivor.
That man does not have a tough prison bone in his body. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. He stayed in the match way too long. I was excited about that. Man, I think Gunther had one of the best showings, and other than Brock Lesnar, because when Brock Lesnar came in at the Royal Rumble and as champion and defended his dominance inside the ring, I haven't seen a showing like this in a long time, man. I want to get you guys' thoughts on Gunther's performance during the Royal Rumble. Let me go, AOP.
All right, I want to say that he has the best first Rumble in history, and I'm gonna put him above Brock because when they do the thing that I don't like about a Rumble, sometimes they do with like Brock, Kane, Braun Strowman, they're coming in and start throwing people left and right, left and right, left and right. If you go back and watch that, he won't never just throwing people out for the hell of it. Like he was chopping people down one at a time for jumping on opportunities. Like I'm literally gonna go back and watch the Rumble probably today. Like he ran that Rumble. Like he'll be doing something 1 minute and somebody over there slipping. Get out of here. It was somebody that he threw out that I just love the way he did. I can't even remember who the hell it was. But like that's what made it good because like everybody was already looking at Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar and these big guys or whatever. But like that ring general was really in there proving right. He was in there wrestling in the Royal Rumble. Like you didn't see him do a lot of that dumb stuff when they go save people. Like I like the two best showings in the Royal Rumble was the Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. The way they worked together the whole time and they never betray each other. I have never seen that, even though that would make sense. You don't never see that in the Rumble. I was waiting for them to betray each other, but they never did. Like I give props to that. But back to Gunther. Yeah, Gunther he really I would love to go back to back in the argument when anybody said anybody else had a better Rumble that wasn't over exaggerated or Kane coming in eliminating 11 people back to back or Brock Lesnar eliminating stuff like that. But I kind of want to see Brock versus Gunther now because I think like when seeing them faces really made me want to see like I didn't know I wanted to see that match, but I kind of want to see that match more than him and Bobby right now. And hopefully they're gonna eventually they got to pick up on that. And I think Gunther got more fans than he might have already didn't have. Like you had to respect that shit. Like you can't not expect. Like he really should have won it if you want to keep it a buck. I'm not feeling Cody Rhodes right now. I'm just sorry. I'm not. I don't give a damn about Cody Rhodes.
Let me say this real quick. The further the match went on with Gunther did not back down from anybody. Gunther went face to face with everybody. That man had no fear of nobody. Not Brock Lesnar, not Bobby Lashley, not Omos, not Drew, not Sheamus. He stepped to everybody in that ring. And he was chopping people like trees. Listen, Seth Rollins put on a hell of a fight too. Don't get it twisted. Seth Rollins put on a hell of a performance. Cody Rhodes put on a hell of a performance. At the end of the match that I did not know I needed to see but actually happened with Cody Rhodes versus Gunther was a phenomenal match. And if Gunther didn't whoop 29 other dudes' ass, he would have won that match. And the more the match went on, I really was rooting for Gunther, man, because I'm like, this dude is having a superhuman showing right now.
The pop would have been bigger if he would have won. I don't care.
If he would have won, it makes sense to me. And to be honest with you, I like Cody Rhodes, but I wanted Gunther to win.
Yeah, Cody coming in at 30 did not help him. Like we know they trying to give it to you. Like come in at least at 25 or something. Like don't come in at 30, man. Like nah. Like I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Cody over. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. But I don't think like right now. People don't want to see Roman versus Cody. They want to see Roman versus Sammy or Roman versus Jay. Them the only two. It's gonna be one of the. Cody got no business coming back, jumping in this when this storyline been going on for damn near a year. This whole bloodline thing. This bloodline thing has to end with one of them taking the belt off Roman. Not Cody, man. Cody. I don't care. Y'all are really excited. Like that's. Are y'all really excited for Cody versus Roman? Like, really? Because I ain't.
I haven't really been too excited for Roman versus anybody, to be honest with you, other than Brock Lesnar. You know, the Brock Lesnar versus because Brock Lesnar was a real threat, a real severe threat to the reign of Roman Reigns, man. And I thought Drew was going to take it at Clash of the Castle the way the fans were behind Drew, man. Those fans were nuclear hot. I don't know why he didn't win that. Also, we saw what's your boy? Logan Paul had a nice showing inside the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul eliminated Seth frickin' Rollins. Logan Paul had one of the most memorable moments inside the match when him and Ricochet lunged from the side of the rings and collided in the middle of the ring. It was the damnedest thing. A lot of people haven't seen that before. Man, Logan Paul had a showing, and I was scared for a second. And I know y'all was scared too. You was like, man, Logan Paul might win this thing.
No.
It was a little thing.
No.
It was a little
Not
thing.
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, when he was in the last 5, a Lil P came out because I was like, oh man, I'm scared now. Lil P came out just a little bit. It came out because I thought he might actually win the Royal Rumble. You know, but with Cody being in there, man, Cody been getting all these vignettes. We knew that Cody was going to win. But as the match progressed from the number 1 spot, Gunther put on the best performance that I've seen in the ring. And he really didn't eliminate a whole bunch of people, to be honest with you. He really just wrestled in that match, the whole match. We saw some great face-offs. And we saw a lot of people working together. LP, you just alluded to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre working together. The Banger Bros. The Bang Bros. You know what I'm saying? They had to change the name, but the Bang Bros. The Bang Bros was banging. They was in there banging everybody.
and like you said, it was some matchups that happened in that match that we didn't expect, that we wanted to see. Who was it that Chad Gable was mat wrestling with during the Rumble? He was in there and they were just going back and forth. Yes. I want to see that match. I want to see that match now. I want to see Chad Gable and Xavier Woods. I want to see Brock Lesnar and Gunther. I honestly was expecting, and for some reason, some really odd reason, I really thought when Omos was standing tall in the ring by himself, and when Braun Strowman came out, I was not expecting Braun Strowman. For some reason, in the back of my head, I was really hoping that it was going to be Great Khali, because I want to see the size matchup between the two of those guys. Now, I know, LP, it would have been a car crash altogether, but I wanted to see the size difference between those two men, because they got to be the biggest men that have been in the WWE in history. Like, those two, nobody's been taller than them. So I really wanted to see how that would have matched up. But it was a lot of different things. And what I don't like is the spots. It was a cool spot with Logan Paul and Ricochet. However, it's dangerous. Like, you got 20, 15, however many people in a daggone ring. Like, you really have to time that thing correctly so you don't fall on top of somebody. Or somebody may not be paying attention and walk in the middle of the way, and then you mess around and you tear up an ankle, you tear up your knee or something, you break your neck. Like, who else was doing spots? Escobar. He was in there doing spots off the top rope. And I was like, why are you going to the top when the idea is to keep people out the ring? Why are you jumping off the top rope? You're going to rest around and get punched in the face and then fall to the outside. and then you're done. Like, why? I didn't understand that. Like, that is the most dangerous thing to do in a rumble and a battle royal, whatever. You don't do all that jumping from off the top rope. This is it's too dangerous.
I want to say this. Like, I hope this is the last time that Kofi tries to do that stupid stuff he does in Mania. Like,
Yes, I was
Thank
going to
you.
say that too. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
you don't box like the last 3 times. I think he was legit hurt because when he was down there, his leg still was up. They still could have played it off. He was hurt.
Yeah.
His head did that
He
damn
was
thing.
hurt.
And that's why I think Brock did all that extra stuff to take the eyes away from Cody. Because I know Brock was probably supposed to show out a little bit, but to me, if you go back and watch the Rumble, I think Brock did that to take. Because I thought he was gonna get in there and throw Bobby out. That's what I thought was coming. But they didn't even. He got mad and left. Like, what? Didn't nobody expect that? Kofi was down there hurt. Like, for real. For real. He out. And that's what he get. Like, I'm all for that extra stuff he does, but you do the extra mess and then you get thrown out 3 seconds later. Like, just stop it. He's never even made it to the final 4. At least I don't remember if he had. Like, get that bullshit out of here.
This is my thing with Kofi, and I think he should eliminate that spot. And I think he's been known synonymously with the person that does these types of spots, and then other people started adapting it, right? But he wasn't the first person to do it, but for sure he became known for doing it. And I think that's his focus every Mania. It's not winning the Mania. I mean, I'm sorry, the Rumble. It's not winning the Royal Rumble. It's to have this spot where he gets thrown out and then he does something crafty to kind of get back in. And I think you're right, he needs to stop that and really just focus on being there in the match and trying to win the match, at least be in the last 5. Because if you in the last 5, then you in the conversation. You in the conversation of possible competitors. And I'm gonna keep it above with you. We had a lot of people show up in this match. We got to talk returns real quick. And I'm just going to transition because it correlates with each other. We saw the return of the only five-time UFC champion, Booker T.
You did not say UFC champion.
I said
UFC.
I said WCW. I said WCW. At least I thought I said WCW. I thought I had said it.
Where he fight UFC?
UFC.
Oh man, listen. I thought I said it, but just in case I didn't say it, WCW champion. Booker T came into the match, and he did this little one-off hit this person with a leg. What do you call it? Leg throw and a heel kick, and then he did the bookend, and then he did the greatest move in wrestling history: the spin on Rudy. You saw it, you loved it, you liked it. Everybody let him do it, and then he was thrown out the ring. But I want to say something about Booker T because Booker T has been really, really critical of the New Day. He does commentary down in NXT, but he's really been going against Kofi and Woods and their reasoning for being there. I think what Booker T is saying, hey, look, man, you guys are one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. Kofi, you are a former champion. Why are you down here in NXT? Why are you down here? And I remember Xavier Woods was trying to tell me, hey, man, we want to come down here. We want to teach these kids. We want to show them how to do that. And he was like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all need to be on main roster on SmackDown, compete. I understood what Booker T was trying to say, but it came across as a little bit harsh, man. And I'm a huge Booker T fan, man, but he was talking stuff about Kofi, man. And, I think every time that he gets a chance, he kind of says something negative about Kofi. And I think it's kind of the stir, put a lot of fire under his ass, man, to kind of get him back to that top picture, man. I don't know if you guys have heard any of these things that Booker T has said, but I just thought that was very interesting because at first I thought Booker T liked the New Day, but then some of the comments that he's been saying lately, it is not that I don't think he likes them, but I think that he really wants more from them, and that they should be in that top spot somewhere on the card. Mr. Everything, do you agree?
Kind of, sort of. Mainly because, yeah, they do deserve bigger spots. They do deserve a higher caliber, and as far as the WWE goes. However, with them being the greatest tag team to date, it helps the younger guys, and that's always been an issue as far as the younger guys getting these opportunities that they very well deserve. The older guys have been taking all these spots and keeping them, in the background. I think NXT having the New Day there helps a lot of these guys, and it brings eyes to the product. It brings eyes to a lot of these younger guys. Like LP says all the time, you got all these NXT call-ups. I don't even know who the hell they are. But now we know who, Gallus is. You know who, God, their names slipped my mind. But the former tag team champions that
Pretty Deadly.
New Day. Yes, Pretty Deadly. We know who a Pretty Deadly is. And a lot of these guys have the skill set and the ability to be able to go to main roster and make a name for themselves. But you have to have a very strong name to help you get there. Because as we've seen, this NXT call-ups, they go to main roster and they get lost in the shuffle. And it doesn't take long to get lost in the shuffle. I mean, look how fast they dropped the ball on AOP when they came up. And they were a very dominant tag team in NXT, but as soon as they got the main roster, it was all right. It was just two big guys beat people up, and then they were gone. So I think I understand what Booker is saying. He is lighting a fire in their ass. He is trying to push Kofi to another level. But at the same time, I commend the man to be able to say, you know what, let's go down here and help these guys out. So that's my take on it.
Oh man, LP, do you think Booker T has a valid point in trying to push the New Day to be a major player back on SmackDown, other than coming down to NXT?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of them going over to the NXT. I feel like they should be on the main roster. I feel like you shouldn't have to go to NXT unless you ain't got nothing going on or you on punishment. Like when they sent Dolph Ziggler there, Dolph Ziggler don't have nothing going on the main roster, so I can understand that. But like them, they like one of the greatest top tag teams of all time, so they need to be on main roster. Like they have not been the same. They are not the same without Big E. Like I don't care what nobody says. I think Booker could have stayed at the house, stayed on that commentary table though, because you could tell as he slowly walked. He did not jog. He did not speed walk. He did not put a little. He slowly walked and almost ran out of time. Booker had no business being in that match. I know he still be wrestling every now and then or whatever, but he had no business being in that match. I think they needed at least one legend, so I guess that hit it. I really think that what they're doing is using NXT in their main roster. They trying to get away from the older legends. That's what I personally think, because they didn't have but with the Royal Rumble, you enjoy it. I remember watching the Royal Rumble in one of the years when Roddy Piper came out and Superfly Snuka came out and everybody stopped and got toe to toe. Like it was hilarious to see because they both was in horrible shape. But you enjoyed that. I used to enjoy seeing the Iron Sheik take 50 years to get to the ring, so none of them are gonna win. But I like when Christian that year when Christian the Edge was there. Come on now, that was a hype year.
They were competing. Mm-hmm. they were trying to prove something. Yeah. They
still got people like when Carlito came back. They got Carlito, Masterpiece still in good shape. I mean, I know Mr. Kennedy, he ain't in the best shape, but Mr. Kennedy, all these guys who are still wrestling, they can easily be like, look, man, they could have took out some of these other people that they brought in, like Johnny Wrestling. Like they could have replaced. He had no business lasting as long as he lasted. Dom needed the last moment in Johnny wrestling. So I understand what they're doing, but I miss that fun part of the Royal Rumble. That's what Royal Rumble was missing. It was decent, but it wasn't fun. Like you didn't have that laughing and moment from the list. Like when Booker T came out, I was like, "Come on, Booker T, at least hurry up." Like,
man.
It's not like when Booker T was doing commentary and him in there, Michael Cole and the King. Like, but I guess they're getting at an age now where as these Rumble progresses, we're running out of legends. I'm the only one noticing that. Like, the legends are running out. Like, and they're not calling them back. Ken Shamrock. I mean, some of these other people that they don't even mess with no more. Dan the Beast Severn. I mean, this some off the wall, shockers. The people who's Ken Shamrock still in shape. I mean, they could just throw them out for 1 or 2 times at least. That's the entertaining part.
Oh man. To be honest with you, man, me seeing Booker T, because Booker T was one of my all-time favorites, man. But seeing Booker T come out and still do some of the moves, he couldn't get his leg up quite as high as he used to. He's struggling
which is surprising. Which is surprising and disappointing because he wrestles on his own promotion. And he really gets out there and gets busy. So I don't know what, maybe he had jet lag or something, which he shouldn't because he's right there in his backyard. I don't know what it was, but he shouldn't have been moving as slow as he was because he wrestles on a regular on his own promotion. So I didn't get that.
Oh man. Although it could have been a little bit sharper, man, I enjoyed seeing Booker T hit spin around, man, and everybody watched him do it. So in the immortal words of Booker T, Stucky Ducky, quack quack.
Before we move on, oh Lord. Before we move on, did y'all catch the time clock botch?
When
Somebody was that Nia? She was already walking to the ring. She was already walking to the ring and had her announced before they even turned the time clock on to count her down to go to the daggone ring.
Oh wow!
That's why she don't need to be there. She screwed that up. That's why she don't need to be there.
She's a boss.
I went LP on this one. I went LP on this one. Send her behind back to wherever she was at and let her do whatever she was doing because you can't even get your timing right till you walk to the daggone ring. Go home, Nia. Love you though, but go home.
LP, you said she was a botch magnet?
She's always been a box magnet. How many times have you seen the Royal Rumble box? Like the clock. That's the one thing that ain't gonna get boxed. People might not come out. And then too, what the hell with this whole Rey Mysterio thing? Like if Rey Mysterio is supposed to got attacked, they could at least show it backstage. Like that was stupid. That was so stupid.
Hold up. The fact that Rey Mysterio didn't show up in this match. Number one, I was disappointed about that because as soon as the music hit, I'm like, Rey Mysterio about to get busy. I love seeing Rey. Every time Rey comes out, he's a legend. The thing that bothered me is not when Dominic had the mask and he was walking down to the ring, which I thought was disrespectful, but it was good storytelling, and it was good to tell the story of why Rey Mysterio wasn't there because he got hurt in this match with Karrion Kross the night before. But Rey Mysterio was trying to tear his dad's mask, and his soggy ass could not rip the mask in half. So the whole time he walking down the ring, he up here like he trying to open a bag of Funyuns and can't find the seams. So it's like you're trying to open it, and I'm like, dude, can you not tear it? Are you that weak that you cannot tear a mask? Why are you even trying to tear it if you can't tear it? He ultimately decided to throw it down on the ground and kept walking to the ring. I was like, dude, if you're gonna be disrespectful, just go all the way, man. You could have had somebody cut it a little bit. I don't know, man, but I just thought that was a funny, horrible spot when he was trying to walk down to the ring and tear the mask. And for that, Dominic Mysterio, you yet again are another nominee for the WTF award.
What's that?
And why didn't they just replace somebody for Rey Mysterio? Like I've seen before where someone didn't walk to the ring and they end up replacing with somebody else. Why didn't they just do that? Like
They
I really
could've put-
expected somebody to come out at the last minute and take the match from Cody. I really expected someone to do that, but they didn't, and it made me mad.
You know
Yeah,
who
I
could have done that if he was in the match? You know who could have done that if he was in the match?
Who's that?
Top Dollar. And if you didn't know, now you know. No
Them guys,
response.
they about to be out.
No response. No response from Top Dollar. The number one shotter. Man. Hey, listen, I don't know what this beef that Michael Cole got with Top Dollar. But Michael Cole has been dragging Top Dollar ass every Friday on every show. And I don't know why they got beef the way that they got beef. Maybe Top Dollar said something to Cole he ain't like. And maybe Cole is taking up upon himself to destroy Top Dollar's career from the commentary side. I don't know. But man, they got a beef going on. I think it might need to end in the ring, fellas. I don't know what you think about that. Also, hold on, let me go back to the Rumble real quick. Because we're still talking returns. We have the king of the returns that returned. Again, and your boy Edge. LP, how do you feel to see Edge come back and face Judgment Day, all the members? Him and the Glamazon are teamed up to go and fight Judgment Day during the Rumble. I want to get your thoughts on that. What do you think about Edge returning?
I'm an Edge fan, but I don't want Edge to keep on getting wasted like this. This whole it's not gonna go nowhere. Even if he gonna fight at the Rumble, who the hell would he fight? He already done enough with Finn Balor. Nobody would want to see him and Damian Priest. Rhea is gonna be fighting at the Rumble, so it ain't like they're gonna do Beth Phoenix. I thought Beth Phoenix was gonna show up in the Rumble at least come down to Beth Phoenix, and they could have told that story. I mean, they yoked Rhea. Rhea got yoked before the damn Rumble.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm surprised that Edge is not like, what are y'all doing? Like, I've been here for this long. Like, Edge know what a good story is and what a bad story is. Like, I know he gotta be like, what are y'all? Either y'all gonna use me or I know it's money, but just like him showing up on Raw and it's funny how every time he shows up and jump somebody, they cue the music. What? It's like, how do y'all gonna show back up? Like, if you're gonna jump somebody, how the hell that music plays? I always thought that was the dumbest mess ever. Just let them show up and attack them. But like the whole, Edge needs to go ahead back to the house, unfortunately. Unless they can find something for him to do. If they can find something for him to do, then I'm all for Edge. If they would have kept the whole Judgment Day with Edge, I would have been all for it. But like, Edge still can go. Let's not get it twisted. Edge still can wrestle. He's in shape. But he still got to have a character. And this Edge, I need that Rated R Superstar back. I'm sorry. If they would have somehow bring back the Rated R Superstar, I might feel like, all right. But they wasting him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can kind of say that, man. And I wish they would do a little bit more with Edge, man. With a couple of people, but Edge in particular, man, because I think that he deserves it. Also, I didn't see AJ Styles in that Royal Rumble match, and I don't know why AJ Styles or any of the Good Brothers wasn't in that match, man. I really wanted to see what AJ Styles had and what he was going to do during that match. But to be honest with you, fellas, the talk of the Royal Rumble was not the Royal Rumble winners, but it was the Roman Reigns versus KO match. We knew that Kevin Owens didn't have a chance in hell to win this match. I thought it was a decent match, but the thing that really shocked the world was what happened after the match.
The best part of the daggone show.
Can you give us a play-by-play on what happened after the Roman Reigns versus KO match?
Yeah, so Roman Reigns, during the match he kept trying to get Sami Zayn to give him the chair, and Sami Zayn just kept being like he's really reluctant about doing it. Like he just kind of just standoffish. And even Paul Heyman was looking at him like, come on, your tribal chief told you to do something, you ain't doing it. Like, acknowledge your tribal chief. And so after the match, uh, Jay Uso was getting ready to put the tribal I can't think of what it's called.
Garnishment.
Is it a
Yes.
lei? Yeah, the garnishment or whatever around Sami Zayn and Roman stopped him. He said, "No, hold on, we're not done." And he told the boys, "You get him." They jumped on KO, they beat him down, they handcuffed him, and then Roman was getting ready to lay waste to Kevin Owens with a chair. And right before he got ready to swing, Sami Zayn stepped in the way. Beautiful storytelling. And when he said, "This is beneath you, you don't have to do it, this is not you, you're better than this," Roman looked at Sami and said, "Okay, then you do it." And that's when everything started to break down because Sami did not want to do it. And I totally understand because at the end of the day, that was your best friend. And I think he's more so trying. I think this biggest story was he was trying to protect the sacredness of the bloodline. Like, you guys are the most dominant faction in history. Let's be real. You're the most dominant faction in history. With Roman Reigns approaching 1,000 days as champion. 1,000 days. Like, we've never had anybody go beyond 2 years. You're approaching 1,000 days. And when Sami Zayn did not hit KO with the chair, even though he had it in his hand, he just wouldn't do it. That's when Roman got in his face, mushed him, and sent Sami Zayn over the edge. And Sami Zayn said, "You're right, you want me to swing this chair? Damn it, I will." And he Seth Rollins him. He Seth Rollins Roman Reigns. Did y'all see it? Did you see it that way? That's how I saw it. And that's why it was so much of a big deal in so many different ways. Not only were you a part of the bloodline, not only were you getting everybody's respect and everybody's welcoming, but you also turned on the bloodline and you did it in a way that Roman Reigns is familiar with and Seth Rollins. That was a big moment. And it tore the bloodline completely apart. Jimmy jumped on Sami Zayn. Solo jumped on Sami Zayn. But main event Jay want no parts of it. He did not want no parts of it, and he left the ring. And it is an amazing thing to see and how it all unfolds. And I called it. It was all going to unfold during the Royal Rumble. Why wasn't Sami Zayn in the Royal Rumble match? That's beyond me. He should have been in there. He should have been in the last bit. We should have let him win, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that was spectacular storytelling all together. Kevin Owens couldn't do nothing. He was handcuffed. Sami Zayn took a beating. He took a severe beating. And I really hope that furthering this storyline that they don't have Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn or even none of the bloodline on SmackDown this Friday. I think all of them should skip a show and come back next Friday individually. That's going to tell a bigger story because we're going to try to figure out what exactly is happening with the bloodline now. Where are they going to go from here? Who can be trusted? That's a big thing. That is the biggest thing now is who can be trusted now. Because Jay was very much not with the whole Sami Zayn thing for the longest. No, he's not part of the family. He's not our brother. He's not bloodline. He does not belong here. And he gained that trust. Sami Zayn gained that trust from Jay Uso to the point where Jay said, "You know what? I can't even be a part of this mauling that is very well deserved in the Bloodline's eyes. You should beat Sami Zayn's behind. You should tear his tail up. But Jay is so invested in everything Sami Zayn now and the Bloodline that it's completely torn him apart. And let's not forget, we've always been talking about this for a very long time. Everything he went through when he was trying to be main event Jay with Roman Reigns and how he got to that point. I think a lot of that, how Roman treated Sami Zayn, did a flashback, brought a lot of back stuff, a lot of scars, opened a lot of scars for Jay Uso, and that's what's going to make everything unfold in a bigger story. And I'm excited to see what happens. Now, the fact that it's happening as far as Roman Reigns and Cody at WrestleMania kind of diminishes the story, in my opinion. It really needs to stay settled with just Bloodline, whether it's Kevin Owens and Roman, whereas Sami Zayn and Roman, or Jey Uso and Roman. But a lot of it is going to be dependent on the Elimination Chamber. If Sami Zayn is in the Elimination Chamber, chances are they are going to find a way to spin him at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns.
Well said, sir. Fellas, I think that with the betrayal of Sami Zayn to the Bloodline.
Well, let's not call it a betrayal.
I can't. Yeah, well, that's how it. Well, in the mind state of, if you were in an organization or a group, if you were a member and you attack the head of the organization, there are ramifications for doing
there
that.
are, but he was provoked.
That that's here nor there. Was he really provoked? I don't know. But I will say that this makes Sami Zayn the top babyface in the business. What they do with it, I don't know. But right now, the fans, the backstage, the blog sites, everybody is on the Sami Zayn train. Welcome aboard. I've been conducting this train for a long time. A lot of people are on the Sami Zayn train, and like I said, with the betrayal of, the betrayal story of the Bloodline, this makes Sami Zayn the top face in the business, even more so than Cody Rhodes. So now people can really see a WrestleMania fight with Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. I want to see that. The first time that Roman Reigns faced Sami Zayn, it was a messed up situation because, Brock Lesnar came in, destroyed Sami Zayn, and then just handed him over to, like a rag doll, like a what do you call it, roadkill, like a piece of scrap to your tribal chief. The match was over briefly. It was very short. But I think with this whole Bloodline storyline, I would say it. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to take. This is one of the best. I ain't going to say best. This is the greatest storyline that I've seen in a long time. And the only thing that comes close in my mind is the Undertaker and Kane when Undertaker found out the King was his brother.
Yeah,
that's the effect that it gives me as far as storyline goes. Because I remember that storyline. They drug that out for some time. I really remember that storyline. And Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon was looked at as the greatest storyline of all time. But I think that this really it's just top. The storytelling is just top notch in this, man. And this has been 3 years. This storyline has been going on for 3 years. Name me another storyline that's been going on longer.
we can't even get a storyline to last a whole year.
Yeah. So that goes to show, you know, what these guys can do. I really want to see Sami Zayn in WrestleMania. I don't care who he fights. I really want to see Sami Zayn. Also, I think we might be getting Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. If you're gonna put Seth Rollins with somebody, why not put him facing against Logan? Unless he has something else to do. If he wins the United States title from Austin Theory, and you know, then you can go with that storyline. But if he has nothing else to do, I think it might be Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Could be interesting.
Could be very interesting. I think that match would really, a lot of people would underlook it, but I really want to see that. Fellas, look, it's been a long show. One more thing, we're gonna switch over from wrestling, and we're gonna do some Super Bowl talk. The Super Bowl is happening in Phoenix, Arizona. We now have our competitors. We have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's happening on February the 12th. Fellas, I want to get your predictions. And who do you think is going to take the W at the Super Bowl? Let me go, Mr. Everything.
I don't know. I honestly don't even care. I don't watch football, really. Honestly, I don't even watch football. I can't even tell you if this is a high, caliber matchup between the two teams, or if either one of them has been to a Super Bowl or not, or when was the last time they could. I don't know nothing. So I would just do what any New Yorker would do. Whoever's the closest to New York, which would be Philadelphia. So I would go.
I was literally about to say that. You really took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say, well, since you're from New York, you might as well pick the closest. So Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I got you. Got Eagles going on. Yeah, closest to New York. I know. Are you a Giants fan, sir? Or are you a Jets fan?
Neither one. I'm not a fan of football.
You're not a real New Yorker then, sir. You got to be one of them. Oh, man. LPZ, who you got on the Super Bowl, man? You got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Who are you putting your money on?
I like both of them, man. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I really like Philadelphia this year. So I'm probably gonna flip a coin when it comes to who wins. I just want to see a good game. I'll go for somebody during the bowl, but I'll make a decision like right before it starts. But I just want to see a good game. I think Patrick Mahomes is headed toward the new Tom Brady. So he's only won 2 Super Bowls, so it would be good for him to do 3. But Jalen Hurts, I like him a lot too. So I don't think Jalen Hurts has one. I don't think he got one, or he do got one. I can't remember. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm gonna make a decision at the last minute.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't know who really to choose because I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, man. So I guess I'll do the same thing, and I guess I'll go for the Chiefs, man. That's closer to my round. I guess I'll go for the Chiefs. But fellas, in NFL history, where you have 2 quarterbacks of color facing off against each other, man. 2 black quarterbacks, man. This is pretty big, man. So this is just in that fact is monumentous. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But before we leave, sir, I want to just acknowledge one more thing, man. Your boy Tom Brady is officially retiring from the NFL. He posted something to his social media, so let's take a look at that real quick.
I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year, so Really, thank you guys so much to every single one of you for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
We love you too, Tom Brady. We love you too. Your boy is officially retiring. One of the greatest athletes of all time. The greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady will be missed. I'm not sure, man. He might come out of retirement. He did last year. He went in and out of retirement really quick. But that was very interesting to see. But Mr. Everything, what do you got to say about Tom Brady retiring, man?
I'll get to the point.
Have fun. I'm just gonna get to the point. Have fun, I guess. I don't know.
Oh man.
Apparently, there's people that hate to see you go, but I guess you gotta go. You gotta go.
Oh man, at 45 years old, man, he can still go if he wanted to right now. He can really get it going, man. But man, we're gonna miss Tom Brady on that field. Patrick Mahomes is said to be slated to be the next Tom Brady. We'll see. Time tells, and he got some time on his hands, so hopefully he can have a career like a Tom Brady. But as far as absolute legends go, Tom Brady is a GOAT. He is an absolute legend, and we're going to miss him on football field. Man, it's been a beautiful, long-ass show. We appreciate you guys. Look, we had a lot to talk about, man. We were really trying to squeeze everything in there. It's some things that we can get a chance to talk about. The stuff happens during the show when live, but what can you do about it? Anyway, Mr. Everything, let the beautiful people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Oh man, got some big things coming up. Some stuff that I cannot disclose as of this moment. In fact, I won't be able to disclose it until after the event happens. So just be aware that there may be some times I may not be on the show, ladies and gentlemen, and it's because I am doing some training for this event. But it's going to be big. It's going to be monumental. It's going to help out everything that we're doing, especially with the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. So be on the lookout for when that event happens. I will keep you posted when I'm able to say anything about it. Other than that, March 2nd, 2023, be on the lookout for the new movie, Brothers Turmoil. I will post it in the Best Damn Wrestling podcast group page. It is also on my Facebook. If you guys want to check it out, it's also on my Instagram, official_Mr. Everything. I got a lot of great things coming up. I did the NWA tryout this past Sunday. Did an amazing job.
Awesome.
An amazing job. So it's just a process of waiting to hear back from them and see what's going to be next with that. And of course, some wrestling, might possibly some modeling, some here and there. And then after the movie airs, hopefully we get some more acting gigs. But I'm out here, man. When I say I'm outside all day. So we about to get it.
Oh man. Hey, listen. You got a lot of stuff going on. We are behind you and we support you. The whole Best Damn Nation, sir, with all you endeavors. So we love to see it. Whenever you're ready to drop that news, the fans will be waiting for it, and the world will be shocked and awe that how Mr. Everything does every damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. You were also on the podcast recently, I believe.
Yes, I was on a podcast for Good Guys, Bad Pants. They got a chance to sit down and talk with them about my career, different things that I've been through, funny moments with The Undertaker and all these different things. So be sure to check that out. That is also on my Facebook page. And I want to say we posted in the group page, but if not, I'll repost that as well.
Awesome, man. So Best Damn Nation, you guys be on the lookout for that and everything that Mr. Everything got going on. My name is Brian Renegade again. You can find me on all platforms at Brian Renegade. And if you want to support the show, you can go to our Instagram at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook group at The Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can go to our Facebook page at The BD Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can visit our Twitch at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can join our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you want to support the show, well, people, the only thing you got to go is to our Patreon. www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. For only $5. $5. You can make a donation to the show. It helps us grow. And then in exchange, we give you all kinds of goodies. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got toothbrushes, we got deodorant. We got all that jazz at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast Patreon. Except for the deodorant. You just gonna have to go musty or go to the show. But you're gonna have to go to the store, you know what I'm saying? And we in the country we say store. So I had to pronunciate that for everybody.
Put some twang on it, right? Yeah, put the twang on it.
Store. That's how you say it in regular, but store is how we say it in the country. So you can go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast and support your boys. Mr. Everything, it was a great show. As always, thank you, my friend, for being here. We are looking forward to big things popping within this new year, sir.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, man, we appreciate it, John. You know what I'm saying? It's all love and brotherhood here on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. But beautiful people, thank you for joining us. We hope that you have a great week. And you can visit us next time on the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Beautiful people, Best Damn Nation, we bid you adieu.